Hello everyone, my name is Varat Deshpande and today I'll introduce to you to attribute selection for decision tree. So what is a decision tree? Decision making is an important process in our day-to-day life. We make decisions as simple as selecting the best product in the grocery store or marketing strategies for your business. Everything involves decision making. So to aid you in decision making process, decision trees come into picture. Decision tree is an excellent tool to evaluate all your options and arrive at your decision. We construct a decision tree based on the data we have and use it further for unknown data. So there are a few basic terminologies that you should be familiar to in decision trees. First thing is attribute. Attribute is nothing but a property of an object in the data set. Let's say uh, I I have employee, so his salary or his department can be an attribute. So it is generally represented by a column in a table. Decision nodes. So whatever attributes you have in the data set, the attributes which are chosen to construct the decision tree are your decision nodes. Uh, in the figure on the right, the uh, nodes marked in blue are your decision nodes. The root node. So the root node is the best attribute for which is selected when in the decision tree construction process. We'll discuss more about the best attributes later on. And finally, when you arrive at a decision or when you actually classify an object, you put them in the leaf nodes of the decision tree. So how to construct the decision tree? So decision tree, what we generally do is when we have a data set, we pick the best attribute out of it to be the root of the decision tree. Then, based on the attribute selected, we divide the data into the subsets. And out of the remaining attributes, again, split, we repeat the process one and two till we have all the leaf nodes for our decision tree. Once the decision tree is constructed, what we do is we test the decision tree for accuracy on unknown data or test data. So test data can either be obtained from your original data set, splitting it by a factor like 60-40 or 70-30, or it can be a completely new data on which you can test your decision tree. Now, we have mentioned like we select the best attribute to construct a decision tree. So, how do we determine the attribute is the best attribute? So, generally, the attribute which divides the data in most pure form as possible, most distinct way, that is called the best attribute or the dominant attribute. The reason we select the best attribute in decision tree construction at every step is that uh, due to this, we will get a tree which is very simple and compact and will arrive at a decision with a few traversals only. Whereas if we select the attributes in the wrong order, it would result in a tree which is so complex that is difficult to travel. So that is why attribute selection becomes an important step in decision tree construction. Generally, the methods used for attribute selections are entropy, Gini index, etc. But we will discuss on that in the later slides. Let's take an example. See, we want to check whether we can play a golf. We can play golf on a day or not, depending on four attributes: outlook, temperature, humidity, and wind conditions. So, if we select the proper attributes, then we'll arrive at a tree that is very simple and arrives at decision quickly. Whereas the wrong attribute choice will result in a complex decision tree as shown, and it would be very difficult to arrive at a decision and it would take a few traversals. So now you know why decision selecting the right attribute is important in decision tree construction. Thank you so much.